Hey, good morning. We're going to take a look to see how the plants made out in the non-heated greenhouse from our last freeze. And I have a thermometer in the house that I could tell we never went below 37. So I'm real anxious to see how my babies have done. One of the first things we did is that we took a pool noodle. We were desperate. The weather was coming in fast, and I have a gap at the bottom of my door. So we took a basic pool noodle and we stuffed it on this end and one on the other end. Okay, it looks like everybody's doing pretty good in here. They look like they huddled together, which probably would have been the first way we started to keep things warm. The second was the noodle, which blocked the drafts from coming. And I believe the third, the biggest one, was we put this extra layer of plastic on top. It's just a piece of 3 mil. It's not meant to do anything other than to give it that extra warmth. And I could tell by the thermometer in the house that we never went below 37, even though the temperatures were colder outside. So my first time trying it, and I say it's a go. You can see we really just very quickly draped it over the frame that we had. This was a misting frame. And there's the thermometer. And we took it and put it in a stake so we could tell what the temperature was under here. I didn't really want to know what it was above because there's a lot of space there that's not filled. And then that would then bring it to thermal mass. Bought several of these black drums, and I plan on doing some wicking gardening in the future. So I took the drums, or the containers, filled it with jugs that we had saved. I actually filled it with some warm water from the kitchen sink before I brought them over here, and I hauled them on over here because the cold weather was bearing down on us. I took a black plastic bag and I put it over there, and I had to reach my hand in here a little bit later, and it was warm. So this is the idea of thermal mass. This is my first time trying this. I didn't have enough black containers to go all the way around. So what I did is I put them in the northwest corner, trying to prevent that northwest wind from coming in underneath the plastic in any way. So this will be our fourth way of keeping the plants warmer by using thermal mass. We put the foam underneath the doors to clean up any drafts, to prevent that from happening. We've grouped the plants together to have them stay nice and warm. We put the extra piece of plastic, being sure that we did not have any of the plastic touch the plants. You don't want to do that. That's not good for them if it gets to freezing. And then we did the containers. So these are my propagations. I was a little worried about them, and I almost was tempted to take the lid off, which I don't know why I was thinking that. That's an extra layer of warmth, and they're not underneath the plastic. I didn't have enough to go all the way to the side, but we're going to get better. But look at that. That's my little crepe myrtle. I started that on July 24th. It's doing really well. Look at that. So it looks like everybody did really well. And I'm really pleased. So I hope these 4 tips helped you on how to keep your plants a little bit warmer when the weather's starting to change. Even if you have a garage or a corner, you could still put the extra plastic. You could still huddle them together. Be sure there's no drafts. And the thermal mass, that seems to work really nice. And I'm planning on using those containers again in the spring. My name is Denise with 12 Leaves Gardening. Come back and see me.